right, Penguins 2015 fans, thanks for joining us here this afternoon for game number 1 of a doubleheader between your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite and the hometown team today. As we are on a road trip to Cleveland, here at Barons Bus Arena will be the 2015 Cleveland Barons. There's 14 minutes up on the first period clock. Teams are headed to their benches right now. Starting lineups are taking the ice in for the boys in black and gold. At center will be number 4, Mason Fritchie. He is flanked on the right side by 45, Brooks Gawarsi. On the left side, it's Blake Paris. Backside, Fritchie and Welch. And in between the pipes, wearing number 29, Max Dragisek. Puck is dropped here. Clock starts as Welch is going to come over and pick up this puck on his backhand. He's going to feather it up to Brooksy Gawarski. He's going to dump it in deep and go to work. He's on the tail of Thiessen. He's throwing up the wall now, where the Barons are going to try and exit the zone as Wilkos is going to step on Fritchie. He's going to wheel it between his legs. Welch is going to go back to confront him. He gets to that puck, but a Barons teammate, number 9, picks it up. That's Reese. Reese tries to feather it through, comes all the way through to Wilkos. Welch steps to him as the puck's now behind the net and picked up by Mason Fritchie, number 4. He's got a man ahead of the play. Tries to hit him. It goes off of a skate instead. Deflects off the backhanded tip of Blake Paris as it's thrown right back into the Pens D zone, where Fritchie and Welch are going to go back and collect. Barons are changing as it rolls off of Fritchie's stick again. He's able to gather. He's hooked up there. Should be an offsides call, and it was. Fritchie took a stick to the midsection there, hooked him up here as he was exiting the zone. And it'll be our first whistle of the game with 13:07 to go in the first period. Puck is now dropped. Newton won that back against Connor Wilson. Wilson now gets to that puck. He's going to chip it in behind everybody as he confronts Wang. Wilson applies some pressure here. Wang throws it up off the boards. It's a point pass here to 43, Grant Loy. Loy's going to step down to the top of the circle. He delays it to Wilson in front. He stops up. He brings 3 players over to him as Davis was manning the point, and the puck is going to be turned over here. Sadler has it taken off of his stick blade by 43, Grant Loy. Loya throws it up ahead to Easton Borman. Deflects off of 58 into the Barons bench. Should be a offensive zone draw, and it is, with 12:35 now to go in the first period. As Gailey steps in against Wilson. Will be 1-2 the Barons. Barons back to Nenevisa. Nenevisa goes D to D to 43 Grant Loy. He uses his skating to escape pressure. Comes back to the center of the ice. Headman pass off the stick of Connor Wilson. He's able to collect that pass. And he shoots it into the glove of number 29, Perkins. Pens get the first shot of the game with 12:19 and an offensive zone faceoff now coming up. Pens will change up the personnel up front and on the backside as Ferguson now steps in for the draw. He's flanked by Green and Nico Stark. Ferguson wins this draw to himself. He pushes it forward. He stops up now. He has 2 guys here trying to cover him. Comes out to the slot here as Welch is going to pinch down. He's able to keep it in as it comes down behind the net to Mazza. Mazza's pressured by Green. He's throwing up the wall again. Welch sees that go underneath his stick blade, so it's tipped off to them. No icing as Ambrose Papawana with his first shift of the game off his backhand passes it up to Bingham Green. Green up to Stark. Brought right back into the Barons D zone by number 72, Riker Gailey. Gailey up off the wall to Gira. But on a good back check is number 93, Riker Ferguson. He gets the wheels going. Tries a finesse move, goes off of a skate. And back to Bingham Green. Green over to Papawana. He's got some real estate here. Tries to throw it deep and does. As the D is going to go for a change, Nico Stark stays on the forecheck. He pressures 27 as Mason Fritchie gets a pickle Sadler on that puck. He's slammed into the wall, and it's not Fritchie that goes down. Fritchie maintains puck control. He's going to man sneak it out. It's his brother, Brady Fritchie. He shoots, pad save, rebounds, just goes wide of the net off the stick of Brooks Gawarski. Good opportunity there generated from the forecheck of Mason Fritchie. Brady throws her back down low again. Mason tries to catch up to that puck. It'll come all the way through to Brooks Gawarski. As the Barons able to reset here, back to center. Picking up this pass is number 9, Brady Fritchie. Rolls off of his stick momentarily, collects. Headman pass for his streaking Brooks Gawarski now. Gawarski, he's run into As Wilkos has it behind the net, he's now facing some pressure. Pens with some good efforts here early in the game to get 3 shots so far, as the Barons looking for their first one as Reese comes down the left side. He's pressured by Nenevisa, goes all the way around Dragicic. Backhanded pass attempt goes through everybody, nobody home. Kowarski off the stick of Wilson as he's able to make a defensive play, leaving it for number 9, Brady Fritchie. He's run into now as the Pens are making a change. Sadler can't handle that puck. Easton Borman, he's got a head of steam. He's going to bounce it onto the outside. He's going to be shoved in hard to the boards. He gets right back up as Davis collides with the man. As Ambrose Papuano, he pinches down the wall. He's able to hold it in. Collecting now. It's been all Penguins so far in the first period, the first 4 minutes of this game. As Wang is going to send it beyond the reach of his partner. And the Pens go D to D. Loya to Papuano, up to Easton Borman. Borman, top of the circle now. Centering pass, deflects off his stick, dangerously, and Connor Wilson puts it into the back of the net. Borman drove the net, centering pass, D-man put it right back into the netminder. Borman with the power move, Wilson collects the rebound. And it's 1-0 Pittsburgh Penguins with 9:40 to go in the first period. As Wilson, the goal scorer, is going to try to feather it back through to his assist man, Borman. But it comes right back to Connor Wilson. Wilson now, he's coming in 1-on-2. He's got a trailer. It's Colt Davis. Wilson's tripped up there, nothing called. As it comes all the way to Stark to Papuano. Papuano tries to feather it through, deflects back into the neutral zone where Perino tries to dance around Loya. Able to recover, though, for the Penguins as Dragicic faces his first piece of rubber today. With 9:09 now to go in the first period. Pens will have a D-zone draw to the right of netminder number 29, Max Dragicic. As this is going to be Bingham Green. He's got a head of steam. Pens look fast so far today. Had a couple of weeks off here. As Bingham Green goes back to the point man. Brady Fritchie. Fritchie to Welch. Welch is now going to gather. Welch is going to snap this in on net. Deflects just wide of the net. Now collected by Bingham Green. He's looking to go behind the net. He goes to Riker Ferguson. Ferguson back to Welch here. Welch is going to whiff on that. As he goes D to D. Following on is Nico Stark. Stark now to Ferguson as it goes off the back of the cage. Puck battle here as Brooks Kowarski tries to get to that puck. Comes all the way through to Thiessen as it comes now to Welch. Welch is going to try and pickle stab that forward. As covering back for him was 25, Blake Paris. Kowarski has it on his backhand now. Comes through to Paris. Paris centering pass. One-time shot from Mason Fritchie goes off the left shin guard of Wilkos. As collecting back is Loya. Loya, strong pass over to Nenevisa. Nenevisa right back to Loya. Pens look to headman this for Blake Parrish. Just out of his reach. They're going to roll us a tip. Pens catch a break here with 7:47 to go in the first period. As Kowarski battles with Thiessen. As Grant Loya picks the pocket of Newton and throws it right up ahead. As Reese now tries to recover to get something going from the Barons. As he bounces outside, he's going to go around Nenevisa. Back behind the net where Loya confronts. Able to create a turnover as this comes out to number 25, Blake Parrish. Parrish tries to hit Kowarski up ahead as it's picked off by Sadler. Pens have a couple bodies go down in the corner as it's feathered through to 27, Lapanga. Shot in, swallowed up by Dragicic, no rebound with 7:05 to go in the first period. D-zone draw. It's going to be Connor Wilson on to take this. He's flanked by Davis and Borman. Backside Welch and Fritchie. Instructions from the officials here, getting everybody set up as Will be one over to Easton Borman to jump that draw. It's going to deflect back to 27 as Welch is going to get to this behind the net. He reverses it to Connor Wilson. Wilson's dumped here as Welch is going to pin Scott to the wall. As it's 2 points awarded for the takedown. If we were scoring this in WPIAL wrestling format. Connor Wilson's going to win this to the wall. Welch throws behind the net to Fritchie. Fritchie up to Davis. Davis, one-touch pass to Wilson. Wilson tries to tip it right back to him. It's going to hit the ice. He's able to deflect this further in the zone. As there's a back checker here pressuring Perino. Hits center red as it goes behind the net where Noah Welch is going to skate to this puck. He's looking for a pathway. He's going to peel off and now go behind the net to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie, headman pass to Easton Borman. Pens have a man ahead of the play, so they're going to try and regroup here in the neutral zone. Fritchie throws it up to Borman off of his stick blade, but he's going to stay on a forecheck here as the Pens are making a change behind the play. Perino, headman pass to Wilkos. Can't handle the puck as Easton Borman. Man on a mission so far today. Tries to get to that puck. As Ambrose Papuano off his backhand goes to Grant Loya. Loya up to Green. Bingham Green in it with a head of steam. Blocker saved there by 29 Perkins. Chip behind the net now by Stark. Following on is 86. Picked off by Bingham Green. As Bingham Green takes an elbow into the back of the head. As the official says play on with 5:24 now to go in the first period. 1-0 to score off the stick of a Connor Wilson goal set up by Easton Borman earlier in the first period.
Interference with the stick!
As Brady Fritchie's going to hustle to get to this puck. Leaves it for Ambrose Papuano. Rims it around the net. Trying to catch up to that is Mason Fritchie. Goes all the way through to the point man. It's Reese. It's now in the skates of Reese where Mason Fritchie picks it up. As the Pens are changing, one of those players coming onto the ice is Blake Paris. Dances around one man. No further, though, as Mason Fritchie, right in front of the Barons bench, goes behind as Brooks Gaworski hustles to get to this puck. Thiessen tries to use his skating, come out the other side, but pinching down is going to be CJ Nenavisa, held in by Mason Fritchie, now thrown behind Perkins. 86, Thiessen picks it up. Again pressured by Gaworski. Following on is Blake Paris as Sadler is going to try Fritchie. Brady Fritchie recovers nicely, gets to this puck. Strong play from number 9, who leaves it behind the net for Nenavisa. Knocked off of his stick blade. Centering pass comes all the way through to Sadler. As he's pressured, he falls down as Brady Fritchie. He's back in on the attack. He's got Gaworski going with him. He's going to drive the net. As it's sticked away behind the net by Perkins. Connor Wilson's going to hold his own here as he takes a hook between the hands. Stick actually falls out of the player's hand that was hooking him up. As picking the pass is going to be Borman. It's knocked off of his stick blade now. As Takovitz, he's going to try. As he's going to try and bounce around the outside of Papuano. Sticked away nicely by 29 Dragosic. Thrown up ahead to Colt Davis. He's going to have that knocked off of his stick blade where Welch is going to have to go back and regroup. Leaves it for Papuano. Papuano headman pass for Borman goes behind him. Back to 27. As it's thrown back into the Pens D zone where Welch is going to confront. Leaves it for Papuano. As Papuano is going to come right up the seam. Colt Davis bounces this out wide. Goes back to Papuano. Snaps it in on net. Sticked away to the corner by Perkins. Borman tries to reverse it back down for Davis on the half wall. Going behind the net is Connor Wilson now as it's chipped off the wall where it goes over the stick blade of Welch again. Welch is going to stick this back to Grant Loya. Sees part here for Grant Loya. Everybody's backing off at number 43 as Loya, top of the zone, goes to Nenavisa. Nenavisa has it. Thrown in on Perkins. Stick away down to the corner again. Behind the net, it's Connor Wilson pressuring with 229 to go in the first period. Nico Stark pressures him in. Thrown off the wall, back to center to CJ Nenavisa. Barron's making a change. Dangerous situation for them in front of their bench. As Reese tries to move this ahead. As Gailey throws it back into space. Shot totals right now probably around 8-2 with 2 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 to score. It's thrown behind Grant Loya now. Loya chips it back to the point man. That's 66 Wang. Throws it 6 feet wide of the net. As Stark tries to come back and collect. Wilkos tries a curl move. Doesn't get by as the Barons collect at center red. Dump it in front of the Penguin bench. CJ Nanavisa, the left-handed defenseman for the Pens. Throws it up to Nico Stark. Stark one-touch pass for Riker Ferguson. Headman pass to Bingham Green. Pens could have numbers here as shot wide of the net. Looking for a pass off the pads where Ferguson is able to get back to this puck on the back check. Knocked over the stick blade of Blake Paris. As the Barons are going to come in, that's Takovitz. Throws it, feathers it through. Behind the net now. As comes all the way through the point man, it's Thiessen. Thiessen throws it in, deflects wide. As Blake Paris collects this, going to move it up to Brooks Gaworski now. Gaworski leaves it for Blake Paris. Paris snaps it in off the glove, hard shot, haul it on just wide of the net off the stick of Brooks Gaworski. As Paris takes 2 men with him, Gaworski tries to feather it through, deflected on the last second by Thiessen. Barons are reeling right now in their own zone with 43 to go in the first period. Pinching down. We're going to be the Barons. Comes back to the Penguin zone with 38 to go. Welch is going to skate here as it's knocked off of his stick blade. So he's looking for a pathway to move this puck. It's a one-touch pass to Mason Fritchie. It's going to be Easton Borman coming on with 22 to go in the period. Collecting it is Brooks Gaworski. As it comes high with 7 seconds to go. Shot will deflect wide of the net. Pens are scrambling now with 1 second to go. And that'll be it. At the end of one, the Penguins collected 9 shots during the period. The Barons 3. And it's going to be a 1-0 game. Zone time in that first period heavily controlled by the Pittsburgh Penguins elite. We'll be back with period number 2 in just a few moments. All right, period 2 set to begin. 14 minutes again on the clock here. Shorter periods. Ice sat empty for about 2 hours before the game today. But we're going to shorten up the periods here as it looks like 13:52 and counting as Easton Borman comes in as he's going to circle behind Perkins, has it knocked off of his stick blade. Trying to get back to that puck as the Barons skate this out of danger. Throw it back to the point man. That's Grant Loya. Loya goes D to Papawana. Papawana now curls behind as he gets more real estate. He goes back to Loya. Loya, headman pass, finds the stick of Connor Wilson. He comes in 2-on-2. He's got Borman going with him. Goes to Easton Borman. Jobu needs a refill. Easton Borman drove the net. Connor Wilson found him. Both of the D-men for the Barons flashed over to Connor Wilson. As Easton Borman cashes in Connor Wilson returns the favor on the assist earlier, and it's a 2-0 game with 13:25 to go in the second period. Connor Wilson stays on with Borman and Davis here. As Borman collects, goes back to Nenevisa. Nenevisa throws it off the wall, looking for this puck. It will be the Barons behind the net as they reverse back to Mazza. Headman pass is going to be temporarily picked off. It does come through to Gailey. Gailey turns it over to Brady Fritchie, number 9. Fritchie off the wall. As he tries to recover this puck, as Tanner Scott falls down as he's bumped into by Fritchie. And Fritchie slew-footed there by Perino. Nothing called as Connor Wilson now battles on the wall. He's joined by Colt Davis. Connor Wilson's going to win this battle again. Steps off of Thiessen. He's got one man to beat. He does. And Connor Wilson with a lot of dirty laundry left on the ice. Pretty move there as it's going to be thrown back down into the Penguin zone to Ambrose Papuano. Connor Wilson was able to step behind both of the Cleveland's defenders for a near highlight level goal. Nico Stark throws it to Riker Ferguson. He's going to head up the ice now. Pens have numbers as as Riker Ferguson is looking for a pathway to move this puck. Goes back to the point. It's Welch. Welch is going to snap this in. Deflects off the stick of Bingham Green that goes behind the net. Now comes all the way through to the Cleveland Barons. Going to chip this behind where they're going to get a 2-on-1. Good recovery there by Riker Ferguson. Leaves it for Ambrose Papuano. Papuano up to Nico Stark. Comes all the way through off the stick of Dragic back to Welch. Welch has this knocked off by Reese. Reese comes back to the point man. Shot in on net. As Welch is now going to battle with Reese. As Riker Ferguson will skate this back into the neutral zone. As Kent's going to change all 5 of the troops here with 11:09 to go in the second period. Thrown up, picked off there by Nenevisa as he stepped to Reese. As it comes back into the Barons D zone. Cross ice pass here attempt is picked off by Grant Loy. He's got man D to D. He's going to go to that D partner. It's CJ Nenevisa, the left-hander, right back to the right-handed defenseman. Grant Loy, 43. Gets his head up. He's pressured by Wilkos right now. He curls around. Tries to make him miss. He's going to get some speed as he's stopped up right at the blue line. Able to gain the zone, though, as Mason Fritchie makes his man fall down. Centering pass from Mason. Comes down to the point man as Blake Parrish recovers back into the neutral zone and swings it over to Loy. Loy has his pocket picked by number 9. Thrown back into the Pens D zone as the Barons going to make a change of several of their players. Nenevisa. He's confronted now by Sadler. Joining us is Fritchie. Takes a stick up high. It's going to be sent into the slot. Covering back is Blake Parrish, picked up by Brooksy Gaworski now. Takes a slash. Takes another stick. Takes another stick. He's going to keep fighting into the zone. Gets it deep. As it now comes to the stick play to Connor Wilson. Easton Borman. Borman's going to walk off the wall, snaps it in over the bar. As stepping to this now is Colt Davis. He gets this rebound. Still mainstaying puck control as he's crashed into. Now the Barons have it. Picking up this pass is Colt Davis. Throws it behind the net. As Brady Fritchie pitches down to keep it in the zone and keep the pressure on. As we got a penalty call coming up. A high sticking call is what will be assessed. As the Penguins will go to their first power play of the game with 9:27 to go in the second period. Thiessen will sit down for the high stick. As Connor Wilson steps in, flanked again by Borman and Davis, backside Fritchie and Welch. Puck still at the face-off dot, goes back to the point man, Brady Fritchie. Fritchie's going to delay Reverses back to Connor Wilson. Wilson back to Fritchie. Fritchie steps down to Connor Wilson. Wilson goes low. DeBorn tries to go back to Wilson. As it now comes through the half wall to Brady Fritchie. And it's thrown all the way back down the ice to Max Dragosic. We're stepping to this will be Easton Borman. Chips it around one man. This comes wide now to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie's going to drive the net. He's coming in one-on-one right now. Brady Fritchie snaps it in, covered up there by Perkins. With 44 to go in the penalty call, 8:41 to go in the second period. Riker Ferguson comes in at center. He's flanked by Nico Stark and number 19, Bingham Green. Backside, Loya and Papuana. It's thrown all the way down the zone, and they're going to roll that this deflects off the stick of Papuana. Icing's going to be, it's going to be called a high stick on the puck because they ruled that it went off the stick of Ambrose Papuana. 31 to go on the power play. 8:27 to go in the second period. D-zone draw to the left of netminder number 29, Max Dragosic. Ferguson steps in for the draw. Ferguson pushes Newton off the puck, leaves it for Papuana, steps to this. Pens have a 3-on-2 if they're moving here. As Papuana, he delays at the top of the zone. Leaves it for Riker Ferguson. Ferguson snaps it in, goes off the right shoulder of Newton, number 55. Comes down to the corner with 15 to go on the power play. Behind the net, it's Bingham Green that picks it up. Green now controls, goes back high to Loya. Loya's going to snap it in, a couple feet over the net. We've got a man coming out of the box here in 1 second, so we're back to 5-on-5 action. As good back check there for number 93, Riker Ferguson. Ambrose Papuana throws it behind to Loya. Loya up to Bingham Green. Green, one-touch pass. Ferguson has his pocket picked. As Newton will draw a power play there as stepped on the stick of number 37, Ambrose Papuana is going to go to the box for a trip. So the Pens have a power or a penalty kill to kill off with 7:35 to go in the second period. It'll be Connor Wilson at center trying to win this draw here on the PK. Takes a slash up into the hands from Wilkos. Feathers it through to Paris. Stepping down there was the Barons defender. Keeping it in the zone now is Gaylor. 72 delays. Throws it. Left pad save there from Dragosic to shut things down. As Brady Fritchie has it pocket picked by Wilkos now. Left pad save again. And rebounds put in by number 9 Reese. They make it a 2-1 game with 7:15 to go. 20 seconds ticked off the power play. That will be a power play goal for the Cleveland Barons. Dragosic made the initial save off the left pad. It's poked in on a rebound. As Connor Wilson stays on here at center, wins it back to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie headmans to Wilson, knocked off of his blade now. Trying to move this along further is number 25, Blake Paris. As 77, CJ Nenavisa collects. So retreat behind his own net. Off this backhand of Brady Fritchie. Fritchie's picking this pass up, but he's got all kinds of pressure as 55 Newton draped all over him. Newton's going to walk off the wall with this. Thrown off the side of the net all the way back to the point. Deflects off the shoulder of Sadler. Sadler regains possession. Throws it back into the Pens D zone. Off the skate of Brady Fritchie. Newton follows on. Centering pass comes all the way through to the high slot. Shot off the shoulder of Brady Fritchie. Now to the near corner. Sadler has it at the top of the circle. He delays. Knocked off of his stick blade by Paris. Rolled onside is the play. Shot as Newton was able to spin off a defender. Dragosic had to be alert to shut things down. Big save there from number 29 with 6:15 to go. Another D-zone face-off coming up. as it'll be Riker Ferguson on to take this draw. As Welch is going to dig things out of here. He's going to go behind all the way to Colt Davis. Davis now has it on the half wall. He's looking to move it. That's his pocket pick now. Davis regains the puck. Centering pass attempt. Comes to the back to the point man, deflects off a glove where Welch is going to go back behind the net. Papuana goes along to Welch. Has it on his forehand now. Going to try and feather it through as it comes now to Borman. Borman, headman pass up to Colt Davis. Davis is going to be stopped up here at the top of the circle as it's thrown back to the point man. I'm sorry, back to center by Ambrose Papuano. Papuano tries to hustle this puck. Curl around him. 2-on-1 develops with Gailey. Shut down by Dragicic. Rebound floats all the way out to the top of the zone where Easton Borman, he's in a foot race to get this puck. He may have a chance. Easton Borman's walking down the left-hand wall. Takes a stick into him. And it will be a tripping or a hooking call, as he had a step behind the defender with 5:13 to go in the second period. So the Pens will go on the power play for the second time today, unable to cash in on the first one. As it's 1 now to Nico Stark. Stark to Wilson. Wilson to Nenevisa. Nenevisa goes D to D. That's Grant Loya. He collects. Loya back to Nenevisa. Nenevisa down to Wilson. Pass beyond his reach. Somebody lost an edge there. Went crashing into the boards. It was Nico Stark. As Bingham Green sees it left for Grant Loya. Loya back down to Nico Stark. He's bumped into on the backside by Reese. From his knees goes to Wilson. Wilson to Loya. A lot of puck position for the Pens as things start to open up here as it's fluttered into the glove hand of 29 Perkins by Nico Stark. 49 to go on the power play. 4:31 to go in the second period. 2-1 to score in favor of the boys in black and gold. Play back underway. It floats all the way through to CJ Nenevisa, 77 to 43. Grant Loya. Loya down to Wilson now. Wilson back to Loya. Give and go move. Floats through the crease. All the way through to the near side to Connor Wilson. Wilson now protects as he spins off of a man. Leaves it for Brooksy Gaworski. 26 to go in the power play. Gaworski looking for a pathway to move it to. Tries to go back high in the zone and Nenevisa. It goes back out of the zone all the way back down behind netliner number 29, Max Dragicic. Nenevisa faces some pressure, goes to Grant Loya. Loya up to Blake Paris. Paris to Wilson now in flight. Knocked off of his stick play, dump right back down into Pens D zone. That's going to do it for the Pens power play as there's 3, 2, 1 to go. Back to 5-on-5 action. As it's right in front of the Barons bench door, Gaworski tries to take advantage and push it back into the offensive zone as it squirts all the way through to CJ Nenevisa. Nenevisa to Loya. Loya spins back to get some real estate, goes up ahead to Colt Davis. It's knocked behind Grant Loya right now by the Barons. Comes all the way through to Connor Wilson, takes a shoulder shot off the pants of Connor Wilson. Finding this puck now is number 11, that's Colt Davis. He's going to bounce things outside, tries to go back inside. Pens have some tired bodies on the ice right now. Number 6 is going to try and shoot this in. Rocket of a shot goes over the net. As Nenevisa pushes it along to Loya. Loya back to Nenevisa. Nenevisa tries to hit Paris, pinching down. Reading the play was the defender for the Barons. As Loya goes off the wall to Davis. Davis pushes back to center where Connor Wilson's going to collect this puck. Wilson tries a drag move, finesse move. Knocked off of his stick blade. It's thrown back to center red where Noah Welch is going to collect this puck. It's going to go D to D to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie off of his stick blade. Tries to find Easton Borman. Goes off the pants of Colt Davis. Back to center here to Brady Fritchie. He's going to skate through. Dumps it off the backhand now. Easton Borman collects this puck with 2:13 to go in the second period. Davis runs into the man, comes to Borman. Centering pass comes through to Fritchie, comes through to Brady. Fritchie fans on the shot attempt. As Mason leaves it in the corner for Colt Davis. Sadler gets to this puck, throws it back to center to Brady Fritchie. Stops on a dime, goes to Colt Davis. Davis tries to work along further, falls down. 1:45 to go in the second period. Fritchie has to work to get this puck, takes a hook from Sadler. Just ahead of the play, though, is number 74, Easton Borman. So neutral zone faceoff comes up in front of the Penguin bench with 1:41 to go in the second period. Play back underway as Barons float this back to center. Wilkos tries a finesse move around Loya. Comes down to the near corner. Or number 9 picks it up. Reese bodied into by Loya. Goes off of his stick, played back behind to number 37, Ambrose Papuana. Tries to hit Loya again, and out of his reach. He battles with Reese now. It's on the back end of Loya. Loya, with the stick under the hands, is able to move this over to Ambrose Papuano. Back to the point man as Thiessen throws it back down low again. 1:05 now to go in the second period. As it's thrown up to Bingham Green. Green gets his feet moving. Hits Nico Stark with a pass. Following on is going to be number 93, Riker Ferguson. Goes all the way through the netminder. And it goes through the 5-hole. Riker Ferguson with the tip in. And we wear caps and sleeves at this level. Unable to field the ground ball was Perkins. Air on the shortstop there. And it's a 3-1 game. Riker Ferguson drove the net, gets rewarded. With 53 to go in period number 2. It's a 3-1 game. Pens get the 2-goal lead back again as confronting a couple of bodies in front of the Penguins bench. Brooksy Gorski. It's thrown all the way through behind the Barons net and back to Pens D zone. Collecting this will be number 25, Blake Paris. Paris goes to Brady Fritchie. Fritchie, headman pass to Brooks Gaworski. Gaworski's got a man wide. It's Mason Fritchie. Fritchie tries a finesse move. Gets that picked off. Racing to this puck will be Perino. Bumped into Fritchie. Fritchie will skate away, take the icing call. 21 seconds to go. Offensive zone faceoff coming up. As this is game number 1. Thanks for joining us on Pens Elite TV, Cine TV Pittsburgh. Big thanks to Keith Borman for filling in on a microphone on the last road trip. As it comes now high to CJ Nenavisa. Nenavisa over to Brady Fritchie, number 9. Got 12 to go in the period. Back to center red foot race now between Nenavisa and Takovitz. Takovitz stops up, looks for a trailer, goes high in the zone. Lapanga, 3 seconds to go in the period. Snapped in on net. Big blocker save there by Dragic at the end of the period. And that's going to be it. At the end of 2, the score, the Pittsburgh Penguins lead 3. And the Cleveland Barons 1. All right, for those of you watching the Steeler game, just turn that off for right now. Click over to Cine TV Pittsburgh. As it's 3-1 is the score right now. Third period action underway as it comes to the stick blade at number 37, Ambrose Papuano. He collects behind number 29, Max Dragosic. Floating through the slot off the backhand as Welsh comes over to collect this puck, pokes it through to number 74, Easton Borman with 13:34 to go. Warner looks for this. It's going to come through to Welsh. Welsh is going to snap it in. Comes off the stick blade of Lang. Comes through to Easton Borman. He's going to try the route move. Yeah! Easton Borman, give him the heater, Ricky. Easton Borman collects the mail off the skate blade of Lang. Easton Borman with his second of the game, third point of the game. Somebody update that kid's Christmas list. Put some more gifts on it. Easton Borman. Thiessen is now going to force this back into the D zone of the Penguins. As up ahead is Nico Stark, takes that pass from Riker Ferguson. Ferguson looking for more as well. As he pressures Wilkos, Wilkos loses an edge, falls down. Gets back up though, as following on is going to be 58, Bugaj. Off the stick blade of 43, Grant Loy, 12:45 to go in the third period. Shot totals right now, 16-7. And if that seems like a made up number, it is. But we're somewhere around there. 12:33 to go in the third period. Riker Ferguson dumps it in. He's going to go for a change. Following on is number 19, Bingham Green. Green crashes into Thiessen as the Pens able to complete a change behind the play. Following on is number 4, Mason Fritchie. Bingham Green bumps into his man.
Come on, boys.
Walking off the walls, Fritchie is going to throw it over to Welsh. Welsh is going to bobble this puck again. Throws it back to nobody. As it results in an offsides play. Up ahead of the play is going to be Mason Fritchie. He's going to walk in behind Blake Paris, snapped in on net. As collecting this is going to be off the almost went off the backside of Perkins. Following on will be 25, Blake Paris. 4-1 is the score. 11:30 to go in the third period. Mazza will throw this up ahead. Stepping up on that pass, reading the play, keeping in the zone temporarily, but walking out now is 27. He's going to try to walk around. Offsides looked like, and it was. As Lopanga stopped up there at the blue line, had a man ahead of the play. 11:29 to go in the third period. All right, it's Connor Wilson. He delays now as he brings it back into the offensive zone. Here in the near corner, Easton Borman looking for the HT right now. Feathers it through to Ambrose Papuano. He lines up a slap shot, goes off the skates of Takovitz. Comes now through to Davis. Davis has his pocket picked. Following on is Connor Wilson. He's bodied into by 86 Thiessen. Now pins him to the wall, leaves it for Davis. Davis hits the deck. The Barons have 3 players strong behind the net right now as Borman hustles over to get to this puck, comes up the half wall, back to the center red safety of Grant Loya. Loya gets his feet going. He's going to spin through the seized part.
I think he kept it.
As Toronto's looking at that replay right now, but just ahead, the 74 Easton Borman. Neutral zone faceoff comes up, 10.5 to go in the third period. as Wilkos tries to dart around number 9, Brady Fritchie.
I want you to tell your buddy, don't run with that in your mouth, okay? You will put a run like this.
Comes high in the zone. Right into the soft spot there where Wilkos can't control the puck. Comes now high to Mazza. Mazza throws it to space. Bugaj sees this go off of a body. Brady Fritchie's going to shut things down. 10 to go in the third period. He's going to poke it around. He's got a man going to the net. It's Nico Stark. Fritchie stops things up. Still has the puck. Fritchie's got a puck on a string right now. Taking 2 players with him as Nico Stark follows on to help out as he's in a battle for Wilkos. Wilkos takes the left punch to the face of Nico as Fritchie follows on. 9:37 to go in the third period. Walking off the wall as pinching down will be Bingham Green. Back to center. Covering back will be 93 Riker Ferguson. As it's left for number 77, CJ Nenevisa. Nenevisa up to Stark. Stark's just going to pinch it into space. Bingham Green hustling to get this puck. He's confronting Mazza. Could be a too many men call, but good pass there from Mason Fritchie. Finds Bingham Green in the seam. Green now is going to see this thrown up ahead to Ambrose Papuano. Papuano collects. Papuano is going to try and skate this out of danger himself with 8:55 to go. Knocked off of his stick blade. Knocked into space to Welch. Welch's got a man ahead of the play. Tries to hit Brooks Gaworski. As catching up to this puck is Mason Fritchie. Backhand shot behind the net. Over to get to this puck. Pens have numbers on the wall. As trying to dig this out is Brooksy Gaworski. As it'll be Lapanga that finds this puck. He'll try Papuano. Shut down by number 4, Mason Fritchie on the back check. Throws it off the wall. As Brooksy Gaworski comes down to get to this puck. Tries to throw it up into traffic. Newton picks it up. Just shot over the net. Over the head of Dragosic. Comes all the way through to the other side to Brooks Gaworski. Has his pocket picked by Newton now. As picking up this puck is number 4, Mason Fritchie. 8:03 to go in the third period. Thrown behind Brooksy Gaworski. As the Pens were trying to change behind the play. They have to stay on. As Blake Parrish tries to get to this puck. Kept in again. Ambrose Papuano. He's going to wheel it behind the net. Off the side of the cage. Comes out the other side of Welch. Welch is going to go up to Brooks Gaworski. Chips it out of the zone. Pens able to change their D pairing right now with 7:43. Connor Wilson head of steam. Connor Wilson hauled down.
Good work, Connor.
As he goes into the net. This gives a fist bump to the netminder, 29. Make sure he's all right. The gentlemanly play characterized by number 8, Connor Wilson. Offensive zone face-off to the left of number 29. Perkins. 7:39 to go in the third period. Wilson stepped in against Newton. He's flanked by Borman and Davis. Davis steps to that draw. Forgets one thing, the puck. Finds it, though. As it's picked up now by Easton Borman. Knocked off of his stick blade. Again by Wang. Throws it behind the net, looking for Wilson. Borman comes over and gets us himself. Dances around one guy, 2 guys. But knocked off by Thiessen. Could have been rung up for penalty there. Nothing called. No harm. As it's Newton. Dances around Loya now. As Wilson felt his stick clamped down by Newton. As a lot of neutral zone play right now for the last 20 seconds or so, but Sadler dances around Borman. I think Borman will get rung up this time. As he's going to have got the holding call coming up against number 74, Easton Borman. So the Pens are going to go to the PK with 6:49 to go in the third period. As the Pens have some adversity here in the third period, halfway through, it's going to have to kill off a penalty. Staying to the outside right now are the Barons. Gailey has it on the half wall. Still playing with it on the perimeter with 1:05 to go. It's now sent low. Welch is going to confront. Welch is going to snap it up off the wall. Parrish can get to this puck. It's still in front of the Penguins bench as it stays in the zone, but it comes to the stick of Brady Fritchie. Fritchie headman pass for Ferguson. Ferguson's coming in 1-on-4 though. It's going to be knocked off of his stick blade though. Dumps it deep. As the Pens are able to change one of their PK units right now. One member of the PK unit as it comes now high. As Wilkos is going to skate things out. Stepping to this as going to the bench as Ferguson comes all the way through. Stepping up again is Fritchie. 30 seconds to go on the Pens PK.
Come on, Bing.
Bingham Green now gets us deep. Pens get another change on the PK unit. 23 to go. No shots so far for the Barons on the power play. Throwing up ahead to Reese. Pressuring him is Stark. Picked off by Brady Fritchie. It's a good offsides call there. It helps out the Pens with 14 to go. Neutral zone face-off. 5:31 to go in the third period. Pens will complete the change. I believe number 19, Bingham Green, will step into the draw against 55, Newton. Foreman looking to be sprung from the box in 13 ticks as Sadler tries to work it around Loya. Takovitz now has it on the outside. Shot through. Max Dragicic going to get 5 to 10 for that one. As he robs.
Oh, it went right through his legs. It went right through his legs.
As a lot of body contact in the neutral zone. It'll be an icing call.
Guys, put that shit down. Wherever you found it, go put it away.
So we got a junior construction crew showing up here.
Put it down.
5:13 to go in the third period.
Only grandpas can get away with that stuff. I don't care. You don't need one.
All right, Brooksy Gaworski on for the draw. 5:11 to go. Thrown behind to Ambrose Papuano. Looks like he's going to reverse it back to Loya. As Parrish leaves the puck behind, but good recovery there from number 45, Brooksy Gaworski. Under 5 to play in the third period. 4:55 to go. Off the half wall now to the point man. That's Bugaj. As Brooksy Gaworski, he may have something. Could be a 2-on-1. Brooksy Gaworski's got a man going to the net. Hits him. It's Blake Parrish. Blake Parrish snaps it just under the blocker of Perkins, wide of the net. Good opportunity there off the hustle to get into the offensive zone by 45 and 25. Thrown now behind the net. Coming over to get to this puck is number 4, Mason Fritchie. Chipped back to center where Blake Parrish covers back to get to this. He's got Papuano. Goes to Papuano. Papuano is going to skate and get out of danger off his backhand to number 4, Mason Fritchie. 4:21 to go in the third. Pens change their forward grouping as Borman hustles over to get to this puck. Gailey tries to knock it off of his stick blade. Borman says nope. It's going to fall down though. Goes to Nenavisa. As the puck's going to be pinned to the wall. Tick, 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 tick. 3:55 to go. Connor Wilson walks out. Tries to hit Borman. Wilson's going to try it. He could get to this pass himself. He does.
Nice, Connor. Good work. You're fine, buddy. You're fine. Come on, buddy. You gotta win.
As Fritchie
Nice, Brady.
takes a glove to the face. He gets to this puck. Colt Davis centering pass attempt comes all the way through. Back high in the zone to CJ Nenavisa. Nenavisa to Fritchie. Fritchie snaps it in on net. Glove down by Perkins. With 3:31 to go in the third. As Borman has his stick held off the faceoff, gets this puck anyhow, goes back to the point man. That's Nenavisa. Nenavisa plays catch with Brady Fritchie. Pokes it all on through. Tries to move it along to Wilson as Wilkos is able to recover with 3:19 to go. Carino has that stolen off of number 9 by Brady Fritchie. Behind the net now, the Barons control. Wilson up to Colt Davis. Got a man ahead of the play. It's Easton Borman. Doesn't get through to number 74 though. Reese will try and walk in on 77 Nenavisa. Snapped in, sticked away to the corner. Under 3 to play here from the Barons Bus Arena. Side of Cleveland, Ohio. Game number 1 of 2. Reese protects the puck. Throws it back along, tries to cycle it. Stepping to that cycle is number 8, Connor Wilson. As Borman pins his man to the wall. Puck is still free as Wilkos being harassed by CJ Nanavisa at this point. Wilkos snaps it just a bit outside. As number 11, Colt Davis, headman pass attempt, doesn't get through to Borman. As Perino, centering pass, nobody home, except for number 77, CJ Nanavisa. Off the stick play to Easton Borman. 2:12 now to go in the third. Penn's trying to change behind the play as Ambrose Papuana will go back in for this puck. Throws it behind the net. Comes all the way through. But Welch is going to poke this up to Borman. Borman back to center. 155. Lapanga on his backhand. Threads it through to Sadler. Snapped in on net into the glove hand of number 29, Max Dragosic. As we're in the final stages, D-zone draw to the right of netminder number 29, Max Dragosic, is taken by Riker Ferguson. Draw now behind the net to Papuano. Welch is now going to try to hustle it over to this puck as he pins his man to the wall. Walking off the walls, Riker Ferguson goes to Nico Starks. Starks tries to feather it back to Ferguson and does. 90 seconds to play here from the Barons Bus Arena. Ferguson smartly keeps it low as the Barons throw it high to Ambrose Papuana. Spin move to keep it in the zone. Walsh is going to snap it in on that into the glove of Perkins. With 1:11 to go in the third. Bingham Green battles with Bugard as Gailey has it behind the net now. Ambrose Papuana collects with 43 to go. Riker Ferguson picks up the puck. Has it in his own zone. Headman pass to Nico Stark. Dumped in deep. Off of a glove on the Barons bench. And they're going to have a too many men call. So Penn's going to be shorthanded the rest of the way. 25.5 to go. As this will be served by number 37, Ambrose Papuana. Throwing high to Thiessen. Thiessen tries to walk off the wall. Gailey picks up this puck, knocked off of his stick blade though. We have 15 to play. Comes down to number 25, Blake Paris. Paris on his backhand. Got a man going to the net. Mason Fritchie just deflected wide of the net. That's going to be where things end here from the Barons Bus Arena as the Pens take game number 1. 4-1's the final. Game number 2 scheduled for 4:30 p.m. We'll be back for game number 2. Final score here from Barons Bus. Pittsburgh Penguins Elite 4, Cleveland Barons 1.